My name is Pam Sullivan, and my husband Lee was on service with the agency. Lee was diagnosed with dementia about 3 summers ago. Little things started to show up in the community. Some odd behavior like leaving the car running or going into somebody else's car. It's really hard for the person on the other side to say, oh my God, my husband has this. So that's the first time there's almost a death, because when all of a sudden you realize that your husband has this disease and it's not curable and it's only going to get worse. Lee was a brilliant man. He was a writer and he was a super creative guy. It was about nature, it was about the animals, it was about our life, and it was, it was beautiful. I gave a call to the agency. Mary called back and she said, he's eligible for this. But that scared me, because all of a sudden it's like, eligible, that means he's got 6 months to live. All of a sudden there was like a time stamp on this, and she said, no, it doesn't mean that. It means that he obviously needs these services and they can be renewed, and we'll be coming every couple weeks and evaluating where he is.
My name's Mary Van Alstyne. I'm a nurse practitioner here at North Country Home Health and Hospice. I met Pam last April when she had reached out to us because she was really overwhelmed with her husband's diagnosis of dementia. He had started to really decline and have very challenging behaviors. And I met with her, and knowing where this disease was going to go, we got him on hospice within a few days. And we were able to support Lee, Pam, and her sons throughout this process.
I'm Tim Brooks, and I am the social and emotional support person for hospice. My role is to offer support to patients as well as the rest of the team and their family members. We have this misnomer that you go into hospice when the time has come and you got 2 or 3 days. If somehow we could educate people or show people that, yeah, I might go into hospice, but that might give me a lease on life, because now I'm receiving the individual care that I need to receive.
Lee has 2 boys, and I wanted to make sure, even though the boys don't live here, that they understood everything. So Mary was so gracious, and we did a Zoom, and all the questions were asked. And we really felt comfortable with moving forward. We're going along, and everything's fine. Around Labor Day, Lee got sick, and he took a turn for the worse. And that is when I called the agency, and I said, I can't do this anymore.
People mistake dementia for a memory problem, and it actually, in fact, is organ failure. They slowly disappear. They can have very challenging behaviors, especially if they're really highly agitated. Dementia is progressive, there's no cure, and it's fatal in and of itself. If you were 80 years old and running marathons with no other health problems, you still will die from dementia. It's really tragic because it can be very slow and very difficult for families, especially if they don't have any support. At Home Health and Hospice here in the North Country, we are aiming to try and support families by getting them onto hospice earlier so that we can support them through this difficult journey.
My younger stepson, Nick, lives in California, and he had a baby due that week. And I said, look, life's more important than death. He said, it's not an option, Pam. He was here within 12 hours. My other stepson lives in New York, and he was here within 18 hours. And so once they showed up, finally I felt a little bit more comfortable, because I'm not going to be alone, because hospice is really helping out. Mary was in and out that week, and then Mary sent this young woman who lived not far by, Katie, and she came in, and she was just wonderful. She was amazing, and she said, I live up the street. I can volunteer to come through the night. I will come every 3 to 4 hours through the night.
One of my nurses, Katie, really stepped up to the plate, and the 2 of us made frequent visits to check in, to medicate him, and to help frankly, Pam loved her husband of many, many years through the end of his journey.
And I had my kids here. And that meant everything. You know, that meant everything. Lee was hanging on, and I mean, we were together and it was comfortable. And I'm like, you know what? Lee spent a lot of time on his own, and he was a writer. That's how we processed and wrote a lot of stuff. So I said to the kids, how about if we go for a ride and I'll show you the land? We made our way down the water. It was the most beautiful day, and the river was amazing. Got up to the car and received a text from Katie that she thought it could be any time. Thomas greeted us at the door, and we went in, and Lee had passed. In this stage of Lee's illness, I needed to work with people who were professional. They showed up when they were going to come. The community was really important, the professionalism and the caring.
My name is Tiffany Haynes. I'm the President and CEO of North Country Home Health and Hospice Agency. We are located in Littleton, New Hampshire, and we serve the residents of Coos and Grafton County. The mission of our agency is we improve lives by caring for patients and families as they navigate their healthcare journey out. It's very important for us that each patient and family feel their care has been personalized to them and that we've taken their needs and wants into consideration. We do not shy away from difficult or challenging cases. I think actually we embrace them, and our staff always rises to the challenge or occasion, going above and beyond for each family and patient as if they were their own. We only have one chance to get this right for a lot of our families and patients. And that, I think, drives us to make sure that we're delivering the best care possible each time that we go into the home. Our hospice and palliative care programs have grown a lot over the past few years, but there's still a lot of work to be done. You can self-refer to these programs by calling our agency, or you can learn more by visiting our website at NCHHHA.org.